Hey, I'm Caley, and we're going to be working with Hanuman today, and different variations of split. This is going to be a really great class for opening up hamstrings, for doing a lot of forward folding as well. And so we're going to get started in Virasana. And Virasana pose, hero's pose, you can use a block for this pose if you have any sort of knee issue. So what this means is you're going to put the block right underneath your hips, keep your knees glued together, and then you're going to let the feet open up just a little bit wider than the hips. If you don't need a block, you can come right down onto the ground, have the hips between the feet, and that's okay too. All right, so it's up to you what feels best for you and your body. So we're just gonna let the hands rest on top of the thighs, close the eyes, and take a couple breaths here, check in. Good, and then go ahead and let your eyes open. We're going to interlace the fingers and press the palms forward out in front of us. On your inhale, extend your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, just relax the shoulders down the back, soften your front ribs in, engage your core. And we're going to twist over to the right here. So look over your right shoulder, twist from your belly, and try to stay tall, lifted through the spine. Resist twisting by pulling that left hip out of the twist. Maybe get a little bit deeper. And then come on back to center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Again, stay tall, hug your belly in, and draw that right hip out of the twist. And then inhale, come on back to center. Good, exhale, release, bring the hands out in front of you. We're gonna roll forward onto the hands and knees and just lightly tap the tops of your feet against the mat. So you wanna bring a little blood flow back into the feet. Good. And then from here, tuck the toes under, lift your hips up, and come right back into your downward facing dog. So we're going to take a couple moments here to bend the right knee. As you come into your down dog, bend the right knee deeply, keep the left leg straight, and reach your left heel down for the mat. Okay, so this already is going to get a stretch in that left hamstring. All right, and as you do this, make sure that the weight in your hands is even, so you're not sitting in the wrists. Really push the palms flat here. Okay, and then we're going to switch it. So deeply bend the left knee and straighten the right leg. Good. Then go ahead and straighten both legs. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Come to the end of your mat. So as you come to the end of the mat, let your hands come down to the ground, be on the fingertips. You're going to take the right foot all the way back behind your left foot. So cross the right foot behind the left. And then just take a gentle bend into your front knee and start to walk your hands all the way over to the left. So this is going to get into that outer hip, the IT band of your right leg, as well as the hamstrings a little bit. Good, and then slowly come on back to center. And we're just going to switch sides, so uncross the right foot, bring the left foot behind the right. Okay. Gently bend your front knee a little bit, and then start to walk the hands over to the right. Good, come on back to center. Uncross the legs. Look forward on your inhale. And as you exhale, walk your hands back out, downward facing dog. Okay. From down dog, come forward into your plank pose. And on your exhale, lower halfway down to chaturanga. Good, inhale, press straight back up, plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, lower chaturanga. Good, inhale, plank. And exhale, down dog. And then last one, inhale, forward plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. All right. We're going to do just a couple rounds of A series to warm the body up. So on your inhale, lift up onto the toes. As you exhale, bend your knees and look forward, and then step or hop up to the top of your mat. Okay, inhale to lengthen your spine, and on the exhale, fold. Good. Arms extend all the way up and overhead, come up to stand. And as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Good. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. Exhale, hands down, step back or hop right into chaturanga. Okay. On the inhale, upward facing dog. And as you exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Okay, right away, we're going to lift up onto the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop all the way up. Good, lengthen on the inhale, and then fold as you exhale. Arms reach all the way up and overhead, and then exhale, hands to your heart center. Okay, one more, inhale, lift up, and exhale, fold forward. Good, lengthen your spine, inhale. Hands down, exhale, step or hop back, take your vinyasa. Good, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Okay, good. So from here, we're gonna lift the right leg up and back behind us on the inhale. Now as your right leg lifts, drop your left heel down to the mat. So already, again, we're getting a stretch in the hamstring on that left leg. Try to move your left thigh bone back so that your left side body stays nice and long, okay? As you do this, that outer right hip is wrapping in, and the inner right thigh is lifting up, okay? This is a lot of work in that right leg. And make sure that right hip doesn't drop too far down. That's it, girl. Now push back here. Okay, we're gonna take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring your right knee all the way up and into your nose. Okay, we're gonna hold it there. Now, as that knee hugs into your nose, I want you to see if you can drop the hips down lower, right? And the lower the hips get, the higher the knee is gonna lift. On your inhale, see if you can just lightly tap the right knee down to the mat, maybe to hover an inch above. And as you exhale, hug that knee back up into your chest. Okay, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. We're gonna do 3 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. Now look forward, lightly step your right foot through in between your hands. Come onto your fingertips, extend the chest forward. So we want to try to roll the shoulders down the back. And as you do that, reach your chest to the front of your mat. Okay, take an inhale here. And on the exhale, we're going to start to straighten the front leg. We're going to do this a few times. Bend into the knee, reach your chest forward, inhale. And then exhale, straighten and fold over the front leg. Good, inhale. And exhale. Last 2, inhale. And exhale. And then last one, inhale. And exhale. Good, stay here. Lift up onto the ball of the back left toes. So your left heel lifts, the front leg is straight, and just take a few breaths. Good. And then go ahead and bend deeply into your right knee. And we're gonna reach your right hand, grab hold of your right hip. And as you hold on to your right hip, I want you to use your hand to move the right hip back away from your shoulder. So Kate just did that. She got really long in her right side body. Now she's gonna lift her belly up, get strong in her core, and see if you can reach your left arm forward to the front of the mat. That's it. Really nice, Julia. Relax the shoulders back. Okay. So you really want to firm that right hip in and back. If you have any sort of lower back issues happening, any lower back sensitivity or strains, Sophie's got a little low back thing going on, use a block. Keep your hand down. Bring the left hand down instead of lifting it up, okay? Modify and adjust for your body. Now, ladies, you're going to come all the way up to crescent lunge. Lift both arms overhead and breathe here, okay? So this is an awesome hip flexor stretch in crescent, right? You guys can feel that. You want to lift your frontal hip points up. Feel your pubic bone lift up and your belly and your core engage. Okay, that'll get deeper into the hip flexor on that left side. Okay. All right, ladies, take an inhale, look up to your hands. As you exhale, you're gonna hinge just halfway forward. Bend more into the front knee, lift your back leg up, come into warrior three. So hands can come to your heart, hands can be extended out in front of you, right? Whatever, again, works for you. We're gonna try to firm the tops of the thighs towards each other. So move that right hip back, wrap the outer left hip forward. Okay. Good, same thing. So if you draw that left hip down, yeah, is that okay on your low back? Okay. Roll your shoulders open, reach your chest forward, and that's it. Beautiful, okay. We're gonna take 3 more breaths here. That's it, slow and steady. This is building a lot of heat in the body as well. Let me reach that right rib cage forward, beautiful. Okay, and on the last one, we're gonna lower all the way back down into our crescent lunge. So step that left foot to the back of your mat, lift the arms up, take in 1 huge breath, and exhale, release. Bring the hands down, step your right foot back to your left foot. Okay, take an inhale here. As you exhale, lower halfway down, and then untuck the toes, upward facing dog, big breath. Good, exhale, press all the way back, downward facing dog. Okay, so just a couple breaths in down dog. Draw the hips up and back as much as you can. Hug the front ribs and the belly in. And spread those shoulders nice and broad, nice girl. It's getting better already. Okay. Good, from here, lift your left leg up and back behind you. So again, we want to get this stretch in the hamstring, just holding the leg up. So drop your right heel down as much as you can. And as you drop your right heel down, we want to move this right thigh bone back. Yeah, so that right side body gets longer, okay? And just take a couple breaths there. Enjoy that stretch and the ease of the pose. All right, now lift up here. Even more, girl, like 3 more inches. There we go. Now squeeze the tops of your thighs together. Okay, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring your knee all the way up into your nose. Hold it there. Good, again, on your inhale, you're just gonna lower that knee down to hover maybe an inch above the mat. And as you exhale, lift it up into your chest. Okay, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Now look forward and lightly step that left foot through. Come onto your fingertips and reach the chest forward. So if you're tighter, you can use the blocks here instead of being on your fingertips. You can give yourself a little more space. Okay, yeah, Sophia will use her blocks as a demo, so this is great. Now, reach your chest, take an inhale, and on the exhale, straighten the front leg, fold forward. I'm gonna do that a few times. Bend the front knee, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, straighten the leg and fold. 3 more, inhale, and exhale. Good, inhale, and exhale. And then last one, inhale, and exhale. Hold here as you exhale. Lift up high onto the toes of your back foot. That's it. Just a few breaths like this. Good, and then from here, go ahead and bend back into your front knee. Look forward, lengthen your spine. Take your left hand, grab your left hip. This is gonna be your reminder to move that left hip back and to suck your right thigh bone up and in towards your belly. This will stabilize your hips. Okay, keep your left hand where it is and then extend your right arm forward. If you have low back issues, keep your hands down. Just work on that long extension of the spine here. Nice, Sophie. Okay, lift your belly up off the top of the thigh, but drop your chest down lower as you do that. And then can you come all the way up? Crescent lunge, lift the arms overhead. Okay. So these ladies are great because they're giving you lots of different options, right? You don't have to do full out every time. You can do halfway, you can do a quarter of the way. It's again, listening and knowing what's right for your body. If you've got something going on, don't ignore it. Listen to that, okay? That's gonna help you to do yoga for much longer, all of your life, hopefully, all right? Now, as we're in crescent, we're gonna hinge halfway forward. Reach to the front of your mat, get your back leg straight, and then we're gonna lift into warrior three, balancing pose. Beautiful. So whatever arm variation you want to take, arms can be out wide, they can be at your heart, extended forward. Okay, but in this pose, we want to keep that squareness of the hips, the lifting of the inner thigh on the back leg. So this is a really, really good demo to watch over here. Okay, take another breath. You're going to bend into your front knee and lower all the way back to your crescent lunge. Just one inhale here. Lift the arms up and overhead, and as you exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Good. Step your left foot back to your right, plank pose. Okay, inhale in plank and exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Good. Upward facing dog on the inhale. Firm those outer ankles in, and then downward facing dog as you exhale. All right, ladies, really good. Lift up onto your toes, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale, step or hop all the way up top of the mat. Okay, lengthen your spine on the inhale and fold on the exhale. We're gonna come into chair pose now. So bend your knees, drop the hips low, and lift the chest up. All right. Now, as you're in chair, see what you can relax, what's working that doesn't need to be. Maybe it's the jaw, maybe it's the shoulders. All right, try to soften something. Okay. Now, from your chair pose, you're gonna lift your left foot up an inch off the mat. And as that left foot lifts up, keep your core active, hug your belly in a lot, right? The shoulders stay soft and down the back. From here, we're gonna come right back into the warrior three, but this time I want you to keep your right knee deeply bent, really generous bend in the right knee. Extend the left leg back behind you. All right, take a couple breaths here with that right knee bent. Lift your navel up even higher. And then you're gonna start to spin your left toes to point out, your left heel in. Lower the left foot back behind you a couple of inches. Keep the arms extended forward, nice flat back. And then with your exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, or if you need to, the blocks. Okay, so we all have 2 blocks here. If you don't have blocks at home, that's okay. You're gonna look forward, try to extend and lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, you're gonna fold all the way over that front leg. If you have a little more flexibility, you can interlace the hands behind your back left leg and use that as leverage, or you can just walk the hands back, fingertips point away from you. Okay? So the goal in this pose is not only to get that stretch in the hamstrings, but to do so with an even lower back and hips. So I could rest a glass of water on Kate's lower back here, right? Or maybe green juice. And it wouldn't spill, it would stay right there. Okay, so these ladies are really flat, it's very nice. Okay. I'm gonna draw that right thigh back, even more, keep going back, 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 back. There you go, that's it. And if you need to, walk your right foot over to the right an inch or 2. That'll give your hips some more space, right? To find that evenness, that's much better, huh? Draw that right thigh back again, yes, perfect. Now push into the outer edge of your back left foot, and then find that extension here from your spine. Shoulders back, chest forward. That's it, Julia. Okay. Really good. All right, ladies, put your hands down on the ground out in front of you. Okay, look forward and just step your left foot up to your right foot, come to the top of the mat. So walk your feet out hips distance. Take your peace fingers, wrap them around your big toes. You're gonna look forward on your inhale and then fold forward as you exhale. Are your hips that wide?
Are they?
No.
Wait, is it too wide or not wide?
Hips distance, so walk them in. I was like, your hips are not that wide. You're tiny. Good, couple more breaths here. Okay, so we just really want to get warm and get those hamstrings open pretty quick. So we're gonna release the toes, walk your feet back together, bend into your knees, and come back into your chair pose. Okay. And again, as you come into your chair, try not to scrunch those shoulders up by the ears. Relax them down the back, right? Navel to spine, sink down low. And then this time we're gonna lift the right foot up off the mat. Okay, see if you can keep the hips level. So don't lift that right hip up, drop it down. Right? And you're gonna keep this generous bend now in your left knee. Start to extend the right leg all the way back behind you. Coming again once more into a warrior three variation. This time with that left knee really bent. Okay. Keeping the knee bent. Start to spin your right toes out to the side. Flex the foot as you do that. And then step the right foot back about 2.5 feet. Good. Hips square. Keep the arms extended forward. Stay hinged halfway there. That's it. And then as you exhale, let the hands come down to the ground. All right. Good. Again, walk that left foot over to the left for me, Julia. Draw the left hip back. Perfect. So you want to find that extension in the spine, the length, right? Drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward. It helps to have your back toes angled up slightly to the top of the mat. Yeah, there we go. That'll just allow that right hip to come forward a little bit more. Perfect. And then again, if you're more flexible, you can do like Meredith here and grab the back of your right calf, interlace the hands behind the leg. If you're not as flexible on one side compared to the other, that's fine. Hands down on the blocks, on the shin, whatever you got. All right, ladies, then slowly release, bring the hands down. Step your right foot up to your left foot, top of the mat. Inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale, hands down, step or hop back, lower through chaturanga. Good, upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Okay. All right. Now from down dog, we're gonna work on our warrior one. So lift the right leg up and back behind you, and then step the right foot through in between the hands. Turn your left heel down and walk your right foot to the right an inch or two. Look forward again, bring your right hand to your right hip. Firm that right hip back and in towards the midline of your body. And then reach your left arm forward, right? And then slowly come all the way up to your warrior one. Right? So as you find your warrior one, you want to imagine like you had little headlights on the hip points, and those were both shining, right, to the front of your mat. So the tailbone lengthens down, the frontal hip points lift up. That's it. Keep that thigh bone moving back. Okay. Beautiful. All right, ladies, look up to your palms, take an inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. We're gonna shift into standing split, so push off the back leg, lift that left leg up and back behind you. Good. So it really doesn't matter how high the left leg is. I don't care, right, to see the foot up to the ceiling. What I care about is this beautiful square hips here. Kate's one of my longtime students, and she knows that, and she knows better, so she is very good about keeping her hips square, right? You gotta draw that right hip back, yeah. And then firm the tops of your thighs in towards each other. Right? I say this a lot in class, but imagine like I were to slide a $100 bill or something right in between your legs, or a really cute guy's number, or whatever it is you wanna imagine, and you don't wanna drop it, so squeeze, okay? Good. All right, a couple more breaths like this. Draw that right hip back. Good. All right, take a big inhale. As you exhale, you're gonna bend your right knee and bend your left knee, and you're gonna come into cow face pose. So that leg is gonna come all the way down onto the mat. You're gonna shift your hips back, come into a seat. So now your knees and your thighs are completely stacked, zipped up here, your feet wide. If this is just not happening, use your block. Prop your hips up on a block, and if it's still not happening, you can just take Sukhasana, easy pose, okay? So lots of options for you today. From here in cow face pose, we're just gonna lift the arms up and overhead, take an inhale. And on the exhale, we're gonna fold forward, up over the legs. Okay, so this should feel pretty good after all that glute work we've been doing. We're just gonna breathe here for about 5 to 10 breaths. All right, slowly come on up. We're gonna come right back into that standing split. So your right foot comes forward, your hands down, lift the left leg all the way up and back behind you. Okay. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, step the left foot to the back of your mat, deep runner's lunge. Good. Sweep the right leg all the way up and back behind you on the inhale. Lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. And as you exhale, keep the leg lifted. Hold here, Okay, so we've already done this right side. You felt that leveling of the hips. With this leg lifted, we're gonna start to walk the hands back about 6 inches towards the toes. Good, and hold there. So you've just shortened your down dog stance a little bit. The challenge is keeping the hips square, right? We're gonna walk the hands back another 6 inches and hold that. Good, and then again, another 6 inches. So we're coming right back to the standing split. We've already been here once. This time in standing splits, you can take your left hand, grab hold of your left ankle, or your right hand maybe grabs hold of the ankle as well. If that's too much, just stay where you are and breathe. Okay? Now I know that Meredith and probably Kate can work on their inversion practice here from the standing split. So if you're gonna be inverting, right, what you wanna do is plant the hands out in front of the toes, just about 6 inches forward of the toes. That back leg is lifted, but the hip is not open. The hips are squared, okay? You're gonna lift up onto your left tippy toes, right? And then you're gonna push the hands down into the ground like you're pushing the floor away from you. Lean the weight forward into the hands and see if you can't just take a little baby hop off the bottom foot to come all the way up into your handstands. Obviously you don't want to flip over. Good. So once you've gotten up into your handstand, see if you can stick it. Nice, Sophie, really good. Yeah. And once you stick it, you're gonna slowly come back down by lowering that left leg. Yep, keep the inner thighs connected. That's it. And then come right back into your standing split if you can. Perfect. Good. From here, walk the hands back out in front of you, downward dog, lower your right foot down to your left foot. Okay, we're gonna take one vinyasa here in between sides. So inhale, roll forward to plank. On the exhale, lower halfway chaturanga. Good, upward facing dog, inhale, and downward facing dog, exhale. Nice work, ladies. So we're gonna do all of that, okay, on the second side. So go ahead and lift the left leg up and back behind you. Step the left foot through in between the hands, and we're gonna set up for warrior one. So your back heel drops down, walk your left foot over to the left an inch or two, and stay low. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Use that to firm the glute in, move the hip back. Right, find that squareness of the hips, yes. Extend your right arm forward, and then go ahead and lift all the way up, warrior one. Okay, nice. Lift both arms up and hold here, just a breath or two. Warrior one used to be one of my least favorite poses. I hated it. But the poses that are your least favorite are oftentimes the one you should be doing more of. So, lesson in yoga. All right, look up to your palms, take an inhale, yes. And as you exhale, we're just slowly gonna hinge halfway forward. Good, bring the hands down to the mat. And then turn the back leg in, lift it up, standing split. Hold here. So that turning in of the leg, the inner thigh wraps in and up. Yep. The left hip moves back away from the left shoulders. Really good. And just a few breaths in your standing split. All right, really nice. Now from here, from the standing split, we're gonna come back into that hip stretch, cow face pose. So take a big inhale. As you exhale, bend your left knee, bring the right leg behind you, and then you're gonna come all the way down, bring the hips right back in between the feet. So again, you might be different on one side compared to the other. You can lift up on a block, you can come into your Sukhasana, your easy pose. Okay. We're gonna extend the arms all the way up and overhead, take an inhale. And again, as you exhale, start to fold forward. Good, so from here, look forward, inhale, come back up. So we're gonna come right back into that standing split again. So you step the left foot forward, right hands out in front of you, and then lift the right leg all the way up and back into your standing split. Hold there. Okay. Really good. From here, start to bend your front knee, lower all the way back into a runner's lunge. So step that right foot to the back of your mat. Nice, ladies. All right. So you're in your runner's lunge. Right after that standing split, you want to keep that semblance of the hips being square. So try not to separate, right, the groins away from each other. Keep those hips firming in together. All right. And then you're going to sweep that left leg all the way up and back into your three-legged dog. That's it. Really good. Okay. And from the three-legged dog, again, square off your hips. Find that evenness here. Try to draw the right thigh bone back. Good. Suck that left thigh bone up into your belly, and then take the rounding here out of the spine. Really good. Okay. All right. Now start to walk your hands back about 6 inches towards your right toes. Good. Hips are square, leg stays lifted, belly is hollowing out. Again, walk your hands back another 6 inches. Okay, and then last time, walk your hands back another 6 inches. Stay in the standing split, option A. Okay, option B is to grab your right hand around the right ankle, maybe the left hand around the right ankle. Right, and then option C would be to, again, work with your handstands here. So pushing the floor away from you with your hands, right? You want to look forward. If you look back, you're going to tuck and roll and you're going to fall over, okay? So it's extending the chest forward. Lift that back leg a lot and then just kind of push into the hands to see if you can float up there into your handstand, right? If you catch it, hold it. And if you do catch it, I want you to lower right back down the same way you got there into your standing split. Yeah. Take your time with it. If you fall out, try it again. All right, keep those hips square as you kick up. Nice, Soph. Good. So these girls are all pretty advanced in their practice. They're working with their handstands, as you can tell. Don't let your ego get involved. I fall out of handstands all the time. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you're trying it and playing with it, exploring your body. All right, we're going to come back down, forward fold. Bring your feet down, your hands down to the back of the mat. And we'll do a little release here for our wrists. So walk your feet out hips distance. You're going to lift your feet up and slide your palms underneath the feet. But listen closely. We're going to do something a little bit different today. So I want you to look forward. Draw your shoulders back. And as you extend your chest forward, you're going to lift your heels up off the mat, maybe just an inch. Okay, or maybe you can come all the way up onto full releve. This is an awesome hamstring stretch. It's a really, really good release in the wrists as well. This is also good practice if you're working on press-ups for your handstand, getting that weight forward. It's really nice. Let's let the heels come down, release the hands. Okay, walk your hands back out to down dog. So we're going to now work our way into Hanuman, the full split, or ardha Hanuman, the half split. Okay, so lift your right leg up and back behind you. You're going to step the right foot through in between the hands, and then drop your left knee down onto the mat. So have your blocks handy here if you need them, one block on either side. Right, the goal is to start to straighten that front right leg. And again, we want the hips in line with each other. So imagine I was going to put a pin in one hip and come right out the other. Those hips need to stay even with each other. Okay? Now, as you come into this pose, I'm going to have these ladies flex the foot. And with the foot flex, they're going to push the ball of the foot forward. Like Sophie's really pushing into my finger right now. A lot of energy there. And that gives your inner border of the leg a really nice stretch. Okay? They're going to take an inhale here, lengthen the spine. And then on the exhale, fold over that front leg. Now, a couple of these girls are pretty bendy, and they've got a little bit more room. So if you want to come into your full Hanuman, right, what we're going to do today is tuck the back left toes under and straighten the left leg. Keeping your hips square, extend the chest forward, and then start to let your right heel come forward, just a little bit at first, and then maybe more and more and more, until you get the hips down, right? But don't open up your hips. We want them square. So suck that right thigh bone back, right? And move that outer left hip forward. Yeah. And so back even more of that. Yes, that's much better. Perfect. Okay. Good. So lots of variations today, as you can see. Meredith's all the way in her split. Sophie's pretty much there. Kate's a little higher. And then Julia's a little bit tighter in her hamstrings, right? We've got to get Julia coming to yoga more. That's okay, though, right? We are where we are. It took us however many years to get here, too, so it'll take a while to undo it. Okay. Good. Watch those hips. Don't open up, Soph. Yes. All right. Really nice, ladies. Let's come back into down dog. Take your time. Put the hands down, step the right foot back to your left foot, and then we're going to switch sides. Okay, so bring that left foot forward in between the hands. Drop your right knee down. And shift the weight back again into your knee and straighten the left leg out in front of you. Use the blocks if you need the blocks. If you're at home and you don't have blocks, you can use books, whatever you got. Okay, Sophie's really pushing the ball of her foot forward. Meredith now too, good. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, fold over that front leg. Okay. So try to fold forward without rounding in your spine. See if you can keep long here. Good. And then if you want to take it into your full Hanuman, you can. Tuck the back toes under and start to work your left heel forward, keeping the hips as square as you possibly can. It's a lot of work to do that. Good. Nice, Julia. All right, so that left thigh bone now has to draw back into the hip socket. Right, and as that left thigh bone draws back even more, yep, the inner right thigh keeps wrapping in and up towards the ceiling. That's it, girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So just take 5 more breaths here. Good, ladies, and we'll slowly come out of it. Come back to your down dog. Okay, from downward facing dog, drop your knees down onto the mat. Shift your hips over to one side. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. Okay, so we've gotten in the hamstrings pretty good. We're going to do one last little stretch, Paschimottanasana. If you're ever in a class and a teacher tells you to grab the flesh of your glutes and pull it out to the side, right, that is not good for the origin, the attachment point of your hamstring. Right? So that can strain it, that can actually pull your hamstring and injure you. So if anything, I would actually tell you to tuck the flesh of your glutes in, and against that, rotate your inner thighs down. This is where that rotation comes from, not here, not pulling the attachment points of the hamstrings away from the bone, okay? So inhale, go ahead and extend the arms up and overhead. And on the exhale, begin to fold forward. Now, there are a couple of these girls that, again, are super bendy. So if you're in this fold and you need a little bit more leverage, you could put a block in front of the feet here and use that to pull on and get a little bit deeper into the pose. Yeah. Okay? You can put 2 blocks, you can put 3 blocks, whatever you'd like. All right? Flex the feet, though. Have the toes pointed up to the ceiling. And we're going to be here for about 30 more seconds. So just try to breathe. Again, take that rounding out of the spine here. Shoulders down the back. Yeah. I don't know how I got lucky to have 4 hot chicks in my yoga class today, but these girls just make everything look so easy and so beautiful. I know that can be intimidating, and yoga's not all about, young, beautiful, vivacious women and men. Yoga's for anybody, right? You can start at any level, at any age. So don't be intimidated by what you see here today. I know this is a very good-looking crew, but you got to start somewhere. So believe in yourself and take little baby steps. And again, if something is really difficult for you, maybe you back out of it and you come back to it a different day. But start somewhere. Try something, right? Don't give up. Okay, guys, we're going to come all the way back up. Reach your arms up and overhead. And then just exhale, bring the hands down by your hips. Okay. From here, we're going to extend the arms forward in front of us. Just plug the head of the arm bones back into your shoulder sockets. Sit up really tall. And then as you start to exhale, we're going to round down the back. And we're going to slowly come all the way down for final Shavasana. All right? So you guys at home can stay in Shavasana as long as you like, 2 to 3 minutes, maybe even longer if you can. We're going to stay here for a couple minutes ourselves, but I'll let you go. Hopefully you enjoyed the Hanuman tutorial. If, again, you don't have your full splits yet, don't worry about it. Just start with Ardha Hanuman and work your way. We'll see you next time, guys.